Welcome to our Licky Halloween!
Scrumptious.
That's right. Tonight we're doing a few disturbing recipes.
Mm-hmm.
Things that you really wouldn't want to eat on a regular basis, or maybe that you've heard are really disgusting, like cow tongue and
Escargot.
yeah,
Eat some snails tonight.
snails, snips and snails, and
Puppy dog tails, but we don't
and
have
cow tongue.
And
That doesn't really rhyme though. But don't forget, we also have beer.
Lots of beer.
Lots of beer. So, welcome to episode 5 of Very Good Tidbits at Very Good Entertainment. I'm Sorcerer Zero.
I'm Strategos.
And I'm Francesca.
And we're going to have a wonderful time drinking and cooking on Halloween. Now that the tongue is completely cooked and completely cooled, it's time to slice this bad boy and get the marinade ready. So, look. Oh, the sound of it. Don't get rid of all the goodness that's in the bottom of this pan, because this is going to help the marinade. These little drippings.
Excuse me. I have to take the oil out. You're running off screen frequently.
I like to call these brains, but it's actually the same. It's actually the we like to call these brains, but it's really the same material that surrounds the brains. It's actually a very gelatinous protein mix. Here we go. We're just gonna put that in the whirligig. Slice thick, because you want these to be able to hold up under the pressure of grilling, even though we're not going to grill it very hard. With the pressure cooking, it should be tender, but it should come out pretty good once it's cooled. Nice, big, thick lunch meat type slices. Just like that. See? That's pretty good. And lay them in a pan. It's okay if they're not perfect.
They look perfect to me.
Go. 2, 3. I know most of you are thinking, but tongue, doesn't that usually go in tacos? Well, yeah, but it can be grilled too. It can actually be done far more ways than just tacos, especially with the amount of protein in them. They make great stew material as well. 4 nice, big, thick slices. And we still have the lovely little tip to scare the kitties with at the door. My sweet and sour sauce is pretty chaotic. It's different every single time, and that's okay. Couple prunes. Be generous. You want it pretty sweet. Spoonful brown sugar. Maybe a spoonful and a half. A little bit of, now you can use rice wine vinegar, the expensive mirin. You can also use the cheap Kikkoman rice vinegar. Either of them, according to what's on the internet, is perfectly okay. Just a dollop. And then pineapple juice. This is actually pineapple peach mango juice blend from Ocean Spray. That's okay too. Pineapple really gives it a really nice tangy flavor. And plug it in. Oh! Very wet. Splattery. Maybe get splattery. A little towel over the top. Blenders work really well too. Smells very interesting. A little more vinegary than sweet. Sweet though. As soon as it's got a sweet tanginess to it, that's what you're looking for. And just pour a little over the top of each of them. Flip. And do the other side. And you do the hokey pokey and you spread it all around.
That's what it's all about.
Exactly. Minimum time you want to let these sit is about 20 minutes. You can pretty much let them sit overnight if you wanted to do this the previous day. So, just wait a while and they'll go on the grill. First beer! Yay! First beer!
Halloween beer.
This is Deschutes Jubilee Ale. Just hit our local Safeway. I don't know why we're last to get it, but we are. It's a beautiful label. It's a beautiful color. Look how dark.
You can smell it.
Stunning.
Smell the like caramelish sugar.
Jubilee is one of my favorites, and every year it's a little different. So
It's so roasty. It's like, it's delightful. There's a little bit, almost a little bit of a barrel in there, but I'm pretty sure it's not barrel aged, but I could be wrong.
No, but some
But it has
some barrel tastes actually do come from grain.
Right.
I just don't know which
we
one.
definitely get this beautiful caramel malt. There's some lingering hoppiness, some lingering bitterness from the hops.
It's a very, very smooth winter warmer.
Rich,
It's a very-
yeah.
What ABV is this?
Oh,
Is it?
Oh,
Can't be very
terribly
I
high.
bet it is.
Oh, 6.7.
Not too bad.
6.7,
bad.
65
Not too
IBUs.
bad.
That's not bad. 6.7.
Mhm.
Mm.
This is a nice, drinkable winter warmer.
So yeah, I guess I can see your comment about the barrelless because it's just barely, not really boozy, but a little bit boozy.
I think it's the combination of the sweetness and the hop together that gives me that sense of that it's maybe more so than it is, but
Yeah.
it's really smooth. I mean, it comes across just beautifully.
And I know there are going to be a few people out there throwing tantrums. Oh, winter bear on Halloween! Get over it.
Yesterday, they had Christmas stuff at the store. Yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
true.
don't complain to us.
That's true. Right. So, Jubilee is a hit for Halloween.
This is a standard. This is a wonderful beer.
We should get going on them snails.
I guess I better.
Right?
If you must.
Cheers!
All right, so I'm going to make a play on escargot a la bourguignon because I wasn't able to get the shells to serve it in, so I'm going to serve it in mushroom caps. So you saw me do mushrooms last time. That's okay. I love mushrooms, as I said. And weirdly enough, the story of like why I like escargot is really the same story as why I like mushrooms. It's about my dad, and he was he really liked escargot, and I was like, ew, that doesn't look very attractive. I don't know if I want to eat that. He's like, just try it, and I loved it. It's the thing about snails that they don't really have. They have a little bit of a flavor, but in general, they just take on the flavor that you put on them. So the
They have a much better flavor when they crawl out of the garden into your bed and through your ears.
That sounds like something I would sing when I was a child.
Do you ever wonder when a curse goes by? Wait.
But did that actually happen to you? Did you have snails crawl into your bed at night?
No, but I did find a cow tongue in my bed one time.
Sounds like a personal problem. I love you. Yeah, so I'm just gonna chop up some garlic because garlic makes everything better. And there we go. And I don't know where my shallot ended up.
Fridge?
Fridge. Yes.
Maybe?
I do not have a brain. All right. So we're also cutting up some shallot and some parsley.
We used to have.
Probably the way that I handle a knife is the scariest thing you're going to see.
We used to
Not
have
terribly good.
escargot at Gables back when Gables.
Oh
were around.
gosh. They had a wonderful version.
Yeah,
of
that's where we
escargot.
had it.
And actually,
She's doing something really similar to that.
It was actually the first time that I ever thought about having escargot with some cheese on it, and we're going to do that tonight.
I don't think there's anything crazy about the way you're handling the knife, but I suppose.
At least she's not screaming at a flunky and, pointing it at them. That would be that'd be
Look
really
at her
scary.
eyelashes.
Why? Did she trim the eyelashes with the knife?
No, but
That's how I did them. I always cut them with a knife.
That's good.
otherwise they'd be this long,
That's right.
all the way across the room.
That's the mark of a good witch, is super long eyelashes. Must be a really good witch. Well,
Or a bad witch.
a good bad witch.
I just kind of want to be Morticia Adams. It's not really. It's not really a
Who
secret.
doesn't want to be Morticia? Well, I kind of want to be Gomez, but
I could see that. I could see that.
I kind of am a mess.
All right, so I cut up my garlic, my shallots, and my parsley. Now, the recipe actually calls for a full stick of butter. But we are going to have it. I mean, we're not going to have the recipe. We're just going to do half of it now and half of it later. So, actually, here we go. Done a little bit over medium. This butter melting, and I can open the wine. And it calls for a dry white wine. I've never tried this. It's Beery Vici. Seems appropriate, right? I conquered.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what Caesar said.
Or yeah. That's
I'm getting over a
It's
cold.
not.
People can't
It's
taste
very.
me.
It's very dry. Perfect. It's gonna be perfect for this.
Vici.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
It smells
Thracian
insanely
Valley.
woody. I mean, like,
Oh, this is produced in Bulgaria.
Wow. Nice.
Imported by Bulgarian master vintners in Sonoma. So it's actually a Bulgarian wine imported through California.
That's awesome. So while my lovely assistant here is
can I get a small knife?
I am afraid of
I
them too.
suspect that you're in a large group with the people that have never used canned snails.
So I am afraid of them too. But one thing I know about anything, and I mean anything that I take out of a can, I want to rinse it.
Even tuna?
Well, not tuna. Tuna's quite lovely in and of itself. But
Ooh.
tuna is different. Crap, but that's what your little escargot looks like.
Oh my goodness.
These guys are actually already cooked, so I'm not going to be cooking them so much as I'm going to be infusing them with flavor, and then kind of surrounding them with yummy mushroom goodness. All right.
I broke one of these, sorry.
That's okay.
I'm trying to see. I figured it out. I figured out how to get the insides out, by the way.
Okay.
And what I do is I actually put my thumb right down into the stem here, where it goes up under the cap, and try to bisect it into to not bisect it, but actually put it into several little pieces, so that each of those little pieces can then be individually taken out without hurting or breaking the mushroom cap.
We're gonna set our oven for 450, and we're going to add the parsley and the wine. Personally, you could take my shoe, cook it up in garlic, butter, wine, parsley. I would probably enjoy eating it.
Me too.
It's just such a wonderful, fresh combination of flavorful ingredients.
Especially if you're going to put it in a mushroom afterwards.
And once we get this nice and heated up, then we're gonna put our snails in there,
and let them kind of soak up some of that flavor for a little while. And while that happens, I'm going to break all tradition because it's Halloween, and Halloween might as well have more scary stuff. And I'm going to add some delicious spicy cheese.
I should just
Fairly
stand
small.
regularly so everything is cool.
I'll just grate it right over the top. It'll be perfect. It'll be great. I'll just get a. There we go. Nice and hot now. Perfect. Grab these escargots. Actually, this really does not look that scary. This is actually quite attractive looking for the most part. I mean, obviously they're snails. But look at that. Look at that gorgeous romp.
That actually looks amazing. Need pictures?
I don't know that we need pictures, but
Yeah.
what we do need
I need pictures.
is for me to let that simmer and get to work on the mushrooms. Alright, now at this point in my old recipe, I would be getting ready to spoon them into shells and cover them up with this lovely sauce. So I'm going to do the same thing with the mushrooms.
Twix or tweeters?
And I'm going to stick a little snail
So
right
like they can either
inside
have
of
a
them.
Twix or they can like or they can be in your Twitter channel.
Two if I can fit two in. This one's big, it can have two. We're just gonna cook on the fly here. It's Halloween. It's meant to be scary. Alright, I'm scared. And what is lovely, lovely, lovely about this actually doing it this way, what's really lovely about it is that it's going to have it, that the mushrooms too are going to have a chance to really soak in that broth. And
Be still my heart. It's gonna be so good. This is all gonna be so good.
so I mentioned there was more butter involved. And this is where the rest of the butter comes into play.
Come in here.
Come in. And there's going to be a little bit more wine I'm going to add when I add the butter, and then we're just going to throw that in there, and we're going to bake it. We're going to bake it for 25 minutes. With a little bit of cheese sprinkled on top.
Look at how gorgeous they are.
They're actually a little like these. The big ones are actually kind of scary, but
I made a picture get
Come on,
taken
go in
of
there.
the
Go in there.
escargot sauteing.
Nice.
that's what she said.
Tongue and escargot. I mean, it's just gonna be so delicious tonight.
Absolutely.
I wish I brought. I wish I hadn't forgotten all the vegetables. But at least I can make cocktails.
Hang on. I don't know what to talk. I can sing. Sing.
I can sing.
I think we can
but
all
my,
sing.
I'm stuck.
Let's
Yeah.
sing. Let's sing
What
a
do
song.
we sing?
Sing out loud. No, maybe not.
No, a Halloween song.
You want to do
You
confrontation?
go out in the woods today.
There you
better
go.
in disguise.
There you go.
You go out in the woods today. Be prepared for a big surprise. Cause every bear there ever was, the teddy bears are there because today is the day the teddy bears have their
picnic. And apparently, if you're in disguise, bears won't kill you.
Scary little teddy bears, they love to run and bite and jump whenever they can. But at 5 o'clock, their mommies and daddies will take them home to bed because they're tired little teddy bears.
Wow. That was brilliant. I can't beat that.
Don't get them wet. Don't feed them after midnight.
That's right.
Now, Jean, at last we see
Each other there.
Yeah, never. You wear a different shade. You're not gonna do
Before you
it?
say another word, Javert, before you chain me up like a slave again, listen to me, there is something I must do. This woman leaves behind a suffering child. There is none but me who can intercede. In mercy's name, 3 days are all I need. Then I'll return. I pledge my word. Then I'll return.
You must think me mad.
And I'm putting butter on the top right now. I keep going.
No. The butter on the top was destroyed Javert.
Buttering the snail.
I've hunted you across the years.
A little bit more
To
wine.
butter
Like
you.
you can never change. A man butters
Such as
you.
Believe of me, what you will. I am going
There
to
is
put
a-
cheese on these
And like you
snails.
can never change. No. 24601.
I totally lost it.
Don't put butter on the snail.
I totally
You have no.
That's why he went to jail.
I totally
I'm
lost
done.
it.
I'm done.
All right, here we go. We're done. All right.
Are we gonna do
That
butter?
was
Or are we gonna
craziness.
How long does it stay in the oven?
25.
I let him dump out the. I let him take the dump, and then I start cooking. Look at that. Irish Goth Santa. Playing with fire. Now this grilling is going to be really hot and it's supposed to be fast. These are not, they're not going to stay on there very long. See, you should already have a sizzle when you put them on. You should start seeing charring smoke almost immediately. By the time you place the last one, start flipping that first one. If you have a brush, you can keep brushing the sweet and sour sauce you have left over in the pan. There we go. After a few times, now you can let them sit there. You can smell it. Smell it already. A nice sweet aroma. It's okay for the marinade to burn. It's perfectly all right. It's what's going to create that nice sweetness on the tongue.
Oh, both tongues.
And this one is already starting to get soft. I can tell the grill marks, and because it's starting to get soft, this little fat layer, it's almost done. Oh yeah, that is. See the floppiness? Look at floppy, it's done. This one is pretty thick. Definitely don't need a whole lot of charcoal for these. This one's almost done. I think this one's being obstinate. Zombie tongue.
It doesn't want to die.
It doesn't want to die. Zombie cow tongue. There we go. Oh, that looks fantastic.
They are gorgeous.
The nice thing about the sweet and sour is, you know, you can make more of it on an instant's notice in just a few seconds and pour it over if you want more sweet and sour flavor. And there we go. These are done.
All right, so I just took the escargot out of the pan. You can see the sauce is all caramelized, and we've got beautiful cheese. You can see the color change on the escargot. It's themselves. Mushrooms are really, really nice and tender, and hopefully everything will taste delicious. So the idea is that we'll just take these, we'll spoon some of that sauce over the top of them, and there's a little bit of French bread to sop up the garlic butter sauce. Excuse me. But it is really good. So different. All right.
That scared me.
Yeah, there's like only a drain after that.
Yeah, just a tiny bit.
Oh.
Found it.
Oh, I have one of those too.
Buttery butter shots.
Mm-hmm.
Better shots.
Talk us through.
So this is what I'm doing for a mixed drink. I'm starting with butter shots because we've got butter shots.
Caramelly goodness.
Caramelly delicious goodness. I've also we mentioned this pineapple peach thing. I'm gonna put a little bit of that in there. But not very much. Because I don't want it to be too sweet. But what else do we have liquor-wise?
Liquor-wise. Beer.
And cider.
Beer
Beer
and
and
cider.
cider.
That's kind of what I figured. So
And wine. Beer, cider, and wine. You can use the wine.
So, my feeling the whole time was that butter shots and Hollow Jack pumpkin cider would go together really well.
I'm a little.
Experimentation is a good thing. Hey, this might not work, but
Oh, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
thank you. Because there's too many hot burners and hot things there for me to become a
don't touch
disaster
that.
here. All right, so let's see
Becomes a
how this
disaster.
is. I was going and wait. I'm not done yet.
Oh, you're not done. Oh, goodness.
It's Halloween.
Don't know if the gel is gonna work.
There. Isn't that creepy?
All right, let's try it.
Isn't it appropriately creepy?
Inappropriately?
It's appropriately creepy.
I am legitimately terrified right now, although I am also legitimately in awe of her ability to draw. This is gorgeous down here. This is like
It
a
actually
this is like a Gordian knot, actually, which turned into a snake. I have a snake in my drink. It's a
in the
snake.
bottom. If I look in the bottom,
And as you
But I'm still terrified.
As you swirl it, swirl it, and green will rise up into the top, like the witch's brew that it is.
And my
See,
snake
look
is
at that.
moving. My snake is moving.
yeah.
Look at this. As you swirl it, as you turn it, look at the green rise up through the top of your drink. Isn't that cool?
It is
Yeah,
cool.
it's like
This is
a
our
cauldron.
witch's brew. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my god, I'm so scared right now.
I'm like a little whirlpool.
Smells good though. It smells great actually.
Actually, it does. It
Tastes like a caramel apple.
There you go. A drink
Oh
any
my
Paddy
God,
be proud
it
of, what?
does.
Okay, alright, that's yes. No, that's
Oh,
good.
this is-
I was scared for no reason. This is wonderful. And it's got a snake in the actually it's not a snake anymore, now it's a slug.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know what the hell's in the bottom of it.
It tastes like a caramel apple.
Mm-hmm.
So, butter shots.
Is butter shots, a little bit of pineapple mango juice, and it was the 2 Towns Holler Jack, which we're actually going to be properly reviewing later this evening, which is a pumpkin apple cider,
Very nice. Oh.
and it makes the most delicious.
And it's freaking green.
And it makes the most delicious witch's brew, which slowly turns green as you drink it.
Yeah, get the gel. Get the food gel, and then have somebody swirl it, and
It's
it'll turn
awesome.
into like a little cauldron of
Plus you can look
green.
in it and be
Yeah.
like right now I've got something kind of like a Cthulhu.
Yes.
Pretty much what I
Sitting
got right
at the bottom of the glass, waiting for you to get down there so it can reach up and grab your face.
Yep, pretty much.
I've got a guinea pig thinking ponderously about something in the bottom of my
Yes, we should have said some kind of
Honestly.
incantation.
Double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. I actually
Tastes just
I
like a
actually
caramel apple.
played that part.
Oh, this is delicious.
This is really
It is.
nice, actually. This is really nice, huh?
It may not be what I always do, but I'm pretty good at this.
Yeah.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And now it's like now all of them are a very deep green because
They're
they're settled.
totally
yeah.
green.
But I loved it when they
Very
were
green.
when the green was just coming up from the bottom was like the coolest thing ever. So definitely try that if you can get a hold of the gel food colors. Just like any gel, and you don't have to do a ton in the bottom like I did. You can actually just put a little bit in, but as you rotate, that color will come up through the color of what you've done. It's just gonna be awesome.
Yum yum.
I'm just handing out. Oh,
I'll take that.
They're stuck together. They don't want to be separated. They're twins.
I don't want to be separated either, but
You just want one, huh?
no, I want. Well, I don't know how many there are.
Well, there's not enough for
There aren't enough for both of us, for all of us to have a bunch. Can I get a little bit more
Yes,
juicy
liquidity.
juicy juice?
Yes, juicy juice on top.
Yes.
And
Because I'm gonna get a little bit of the sourdough as well.
and some sourdough, which I recommend just dipping right in the juicy juice.
Wow, this is gonna be so good.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I'll be right back.
Oh, thanks.
Never mind. I think I already
can I
made
get a knife?
No, you didn't. I think. Wait.
I think
yeah,
I need
1,
a
2,
knife
3,
for
4.
the tongue.
That's it.
Dip, 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 dip,
Because
dip.
she sliced them into
Grill.
steaks and then grilled them. The texture was really similar to like a rare roast.
Like a steak, yeah.
Which
Roast, yeah.
I love, like a medium rare roast, which I absolutely adore. I mean, it was lovely,
And
and the grill and the flavor from the grill was killer.
oh my gosh, yes. Like, I love
So I
that.
would just say try tongue
Chard, yes.
anytime
try
you can.
it.
Try it in tacos.
Please.
Try it in soup. Try it however you want to try it, and try snails.
And I've had the escargot.
Try them in their own. Try them in.
I've never had them in mushroom before. They actually go really well in mushrooms.
They were
to be honest.
delicious in mushrooms. I can.
The fact that the escargot already has kind of a little bit of that chewy, almost mushroomy flavor, it really kind of, the things kind of go together. They're just like, the one
I
mushroom
wouldn't
is
mind
tender
another
and the
escargot
other...
if there's one going.
What?
Another escargot if there's one
Yes, there's a couple more,
going.
yes.
They are nothing like anything I've ever had before.
They're so good, aren't
They are.
Yeah.
I was expecting this kind of slimy thing, but
Not at all.
not at all, no.
I remember
It was-
that
they're
the first
actually
time I
almost
tried them,
mushroom
that it was
like.
going to be slimy, but it
Yeah.
is. It's like a. It's almost like a. You know those dark black mushrooms that get all.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
They
does
get,
have
they
that
get all.
same-
You know, it's like it's just,
Mhm.
but it just takes every. It's like I always describe it a little bit like it's a little bit like an oyster, but it's not because
No.
it's definitely because the flesh of it is
It has a-
definitely
it has
so
a-
firm,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has a
and it has a
firmer
little bit
flesh.
of there's a little bit of a muskiness to it that actually does have its own flavor.
And look at that. Look how pretty that is. I mean,
Isn't that
it's
Actually, I'm
gorgeous?
very surprised. The tongue actually turned out very steak-like.
yeah, just
You know,
look at
just
that.
even with the grain, and you know, it held together so well. I really had no way to. I should not have worried about it falling apart on the grill at all.
It
I was telling them that
that beautiful sauce.
that I loved. Not only did I love the flavor, but the texture when you did it like this was very much like a rare roast.
Mhm.
Like
It was,
a rare,
but it
like a
had-
rare
yeah.
prime rib or something. That's what the texture was like, and it was really lovely.
And it's not rare at all because
it's not.
it was actually pressure cooked.
Mhm. It's just that the tongue itself is so much more tender
Yeah,
that's why I was just saying the texture was similar to like
Yeah.
a rare prime rib, even though it's not rare.
yeah. And you
So-
know, we're gonna show you the pressure cooking right now.
Mm.
Hey.
As Exhibit A, I give you the cow tongue. This lovely creature has actually been in a cow's head. You'll notice the cow's tongue has lots and lots of rough parts all over the very tip of it and all over the back of it. That's because the cow has to wrap its tongue around its food and push it back in its mouth all the way to its throat. And grass can be really hard to swallow. Our job today is to get rid of all this rough parts. Yes, we have to take the skin off the cow's tongue. We're going to do this in a pressure cooker. I'm going to put this lovely little tongue right in the pressure cooker. We're going to fill it up, and then we're going to steam it. Now that the pot's filled up, make sure the lid is on good and tight. And make sure you have your little weight right on top. What we're going to do is we're going to let this heat up, and as soon as it starts to hiss and steam, we're going to turn it down to a very gentle hiss and then wait for 40 minutes. Now that we got a train going, now we got to make sure that this is going to settle down and just barely boil and not boil away. Oh, that sounds so cool. I'm going to turn it down just above medium. And it's going to softly hiss for about 40 minutes. Now don't worry, if you don't have a pressure cooker, it's okay. Just grab a very large pot, fill it up, and simmer it gently, but it's going to take a lot longer. For you, it's going to take about 4 hours in a simmering pot. Well, 40 minutes. Good news, our 40 minutes is up. Now it's time to turn off the stove. Now remember, this is a pressure cooker, so even though we didn't spend 3 or 4 hours watching a boiling pot, we are going to spend an inordinate amount of time waiting for the pressure to ease up so we can take the lid of the pot off. The lid of your pot should be locked in place. Do not attempt to remove it right now. Wait until this stops rocking, stops hissing. If you have a pressure release valve, then you can start pressure releasing about every 10 seconds until you can actually remove the lid. If not, all we can do is wait. And wait. Boy, it's going to be a while. Has anybody seen my screwdriver? Oh. There we go. Ha. Now that the pressure is completely done, completely silent, no more. Remember, you have to line the lid up to take it off. And sometimes that can be a little tricky. If it doesn't want to come off, it's not cool enough. It's not ready. And now we're cool enough because I can lift the lid off. Woo! This is fantastic. This tongue has already started to split the skin. So I'm going to take it out of the pot and let it cool off, and then we'll peel the skin off. Now that the tongue is cool enough to handle, it's still warm, but it's not too hot to actually touch. I'm going to peel the skin off the tongue. It should come off fairly easily. Just like that. Don't worry if the tongue has actually cooked itself into a weird position. That's pretty normal. Remember, a tongue is a muscle. Cut it right at the back. If you need a little bit more ease getting it off the tongue. That is all of it. You'll notice that you still have lumps on the top. That's okay. It won't affect the taste at all. Now we're ready to do the next step with this tongue. Our thanks to Manuel from Corvallis Southside Market for this wonderful cut of meat. Corvallis Southside Market here in Corvallis, Oregon provides wholesale and retail supermarket goods for our wonderful neighborhood.
Burr.
Burr?
I think Burr. I think we're ready for Burr. Are we ready for
Burr?
Burr?
Mhm.
Are we ready for Burr? I think we're ready
Shay
for
is
Burr.
not quite ready for Burr. He's got.
No, I have it.
Oh, you do. You already have it. Oh,
Mhm.
well. That's all right.
I need to rinse
I
out
just
my...
got green. I think we might, we might need new glasses or just
I just
to rinse
rinsed
out.
mine. It was fine.
It is
I
green.
rinsed my cauldron. That should be Should be okay. Burr is...
Yeah.
Burr is Widmer's winter beer.
No, I didn't even.
This is...
I can't even rinse mine, but
I'm holding it the wrong direction. There you go.
I can't even
Is it-
rinse mine, but we'll have to deal.
Is it 6?
No, thank you.
It's 7, I
It
think.
is. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't see it. Must be on this side. Oh,
eyelash.
I know my eyelashes are coming off. Oh my gosh. How
7.2.
horrible. There you go.
What?
7.2?
7.2%. So it's actually, it has more ABV than the Jubilee
It's hoppier too. You can smell you can smell
Mhm.
a ton of
Yeah.
hop on just right on the nose.
Oh,
As long right alongside that caramel malt that's a part of
Burr is
those
lovely.
winter ales. It's lovely. It's delicious. It is hoppy. though.
Different.
It's lovely. It's one of the. I think it's one of those winter seasonals that's like more like an IPA, but like more like a brown IPA almost.
Kind of tastes like a hoppy
Brown,
red.
it tastes, it is like, it's exactly a hoppy red. It is
Hoppy
a
red
isn't
is what it tastes
It
like.
is, it's a red,
That's
Hoppy
exactly
red,
what it
yeah.
It's a
tastes
red.
like. But it's
Less, I
You can
think,
picture what I do.
less cookie-like spice.
I'd like a picture when I'm
More
not
malt.
eating bread.
less cookie-like spice, more malt. That's correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Jubilee Ale is definitely
I got the
more
drool.
dessert-like.
You can see it clearly. It's
The
it's
drool.
lovely.
I just need a blood pack. Just give me a blood pack that I can bite into. Those things are disgusting, by the way. If you ever have to bite into one of those, like for a costume or a play or whatever, be prepared. They do not taste good. They taste like
Oh,
Ketchup?
yeah.
no,
well,
they don't taste like ketchup. Ketchup would probably be.
I always thought they tasted like really, like Worcestershire sauce gone really bad.
To me, they just taste like pure, like sugar. Like it's just like straight up sugar in your mouth, and some people like that straight up sugar in their mouth.
To be
but
fair,
that's
I think
not-
I
it's
prefer
not
that
my
to
thing.
ketchup.
Well, it's not.
I don't know. I think I prefer a ketchup.
I don't like ketchup.
For-
At least, like the that's always dried my mouth out.
Mhm. They were not good.
I'm not. I thought, by the way, when you were talking about biting into blood packs, them not tasting good, I didn't realize you were talking about the ones for theater for like about 15 seconds. You guys were talking about like actually just like taking one from a blood bank and just like ripping it off of your teeth.
We were.
I am.
We absolutely were.
So apparently, like,
You know,
like human blood is
But if
just
you get, you know,
insanely sweet.
if you
Just
get human
insanely
blood, yeah, if
sweet.
you get human blood around Halloween, it tastes horrible.
It
Horrible.
is
Horrible.
Insanely
It
sweet.
is saturated.
Saturated with
Saturated
candy,
with sugar.
candy and alcohol, and you know,
The alcohol I'm okay with.
seasonal beer. Not even good seasonal beer.
This is
You
good
know.
seasonal beer.
Yeah, this
By
is
the way.
very good seasonal beer.
Way to go, Widmer. This
Good
is
job,
good seasonal
Widmer.
beer.
This is what keeps them from having to drink
Okay,
human blood.
do we have a favorite though? Is there? I mean, is Jubilee and Burr like the same but just different?
They're
Maybe?
very, very different. They're very, very different. If I
They're
were
very
gonna,
different, and I do love them.
Is there one better than the other?
I like the Burr better.
This
You
I'll
like
just
the Burr
I'll
better?
just straight up say I like the Burr better.
This year, I agree
How
with
about you got Santa? What
Burr.
you would rather have Burr?
Yeah.
Am I the only one that would pick Jubilee? Man,
This year, I think that we've got 3 for the Burr.
wow.
It's all right,
But it's
though.
always
every,
different.
Oh, so this
Every
is why
year
you
is
have
different.
to drink
And-
them both yourselves. This is why you have to drink them both yourselves, because then you know what you think. What you think
And
is
there's
better.
still-
Don't worry,
and there's
Deschutes.
still
I've
the-
got your back.
And there's still the Abominable, and there's still the Slayer, and there's still
the
celebration.
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 So you're
Oh
not
my
a
god, I'm looking
celebration,
forward
not
to
a
the
celebration.
celebration. And, Bad Santa.
Oh,
And
there are so many.
there's-
Oh my god, the
so
crinkle
many-
crack.
the Crinkle
Crinkle
Crack.
crack.
There's so many
Yeah,
amazing,
so much, please.
amazing, wonderful seasonal beers coming up.
Yes. Go
You
out
gotta
there
try
and
them
taste
all
their
and figure out which
There are
one your
so
favorite
many-
is.
There are so many. Don't worry, we'll get there. What we'll do is have a very good entertainment list, and we'll go through, and we will all
Yes.
review as many as humanly possible.
It sounds wonderful. Let's do that in December.
And you have,
Absolutely.
gosh, you have 2 months before Christmas.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So much
So
time
then
to
you
try them all.
know what to bring to your parties.
Figgy pudding.
Ooh, figgy pudding.
Oh,
I
figgy pudding
freaking
is-
love
that-
the figgy pudding.
Block 15 figgy pudding is out this
Bring
Saturday.
me
This
some
Saturday.
figgy pudding.
This Saturday, it is out. Run over there and get yours fast. It goes fast. It really does.
fast.
It goes fast. And if you're willing to make a trade, see us.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
The unsuspecting. No. Hello there, the angel from my nightmare. The shadow in the background of the morgue. The unsuspecting victim.
What was the more?
Of darkness in the valley, we can live like Jack and Sally if you want. Where I will always find you, and we'll have Halloween on Christmas. And in this night, wish it never ends. We'll wish it never ends.
Linda and I have the same color lipstick on our glasses.
Oh yeah, it does come off in the glass.
Wee! That was maybe a little much, but there's so much of this. Oh, jeez. You have to toss it.
Yeah, I felt bad about it, but at the same time, there was no way I was going to take that down fast.
There we
I did
go.
my best.
Hollow Jack. Hollow Jack is...
Smells so good.
Are we ready for Hollow Jack? Hollow Jack is from Two Towns here in Corvallis. It's their pumpkin cider. It's pumpkin spice cider. And this
It's very
year...
lightly spiced. It's got a lot of pumpkin.
I've had it a couple years before and I always like it, but this
Mhm.
year, I swear this is my favorite year. So, I'm going to let those of you who haven't had it yet talk first, but I love this
Yeah,
stuff.
the big
Like,
Christmas
we've had it every
parties,
year,
they
but-
serve them in giant pumpkins, which is like the coolest thing.
The nice thing about Two Towns cider is that it is not too sweet. So you can serve it cold,
Mhm.
but you can serve it warm.
You totally can, and it will take a
Good
little
one.
bit of the sweetness out if you heat it. Just be prepared if you heat up like Two Town cider, even in one of the sweeter ones, a little bit of that sugar is gonna come off a little bit in the heat. It's gonna flatten the flavors just a little bit. So you want to pick, if you're going to heat it, you want to pick something that's already really, really beautifully flavored. Like this one, the Nice and Naughty is another great one to heat up, but something that really already can stand up to it.
Soaking, you know the sweet green apples, the really soft ones. You can actually soak those in this and serve those as appetizers.
Oh my gosh, that sounds wonderful.
You can soak the apples in this and then deep fry them, and it's even better.
Ooh. She has all the best tips.
Tell me.
All the best tips. The doctor, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm dead over here. I'm dead over here. That sounds amazing.
Actually, it's odd. The ciders make for some of the best deep fried foods I've ever tasted in my entire life. Sometimes when a beer doesn't work for deep frying, a cider will work. Especially with non-battered things. Beer batter is great. Beer batter is great. Pretty much whatever beer you use.
You beer batter it. I'm gonna like it. That's pretty straight up fact.
But cider is great for those things that aren't battered.
Mm-hmm.
Panko breadcrumbs.
I really like this. I feel like it's very subtle. The amount of pumpkin and pumpkin spice that's going on here is very subtle. And as she said, it has a green apple taste as opposed to like a different kind of an apple. It tastes like green apples. It's refreshing. It's light.
But you can actually taste the pumpkin fruit as well as the pumpkin spice, which is something that I miss so much in pumpkin beer frequently.
What does pumpkin taste like to you?
It's got this rich, warm, I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, like, it tastes like a squash. It has a rich, meaty, slightly sweet, slightly savory flavor.
Here, pumpkins remind me, in Oregon particularly, Oregon-grown pumpkins remind me of hazelnuts. And I'm not sure why. Maybe it's
I'm not
texture.
sure why either, but I think I kind of get where you're coming from there, but I'm not sure I'm quite there.
I mean, yes, the squishy, the squash.
I mean, like,
Still
to me, you know, have you ever had sea urchin? Because to me, sea urchin tastes like really salty.
Yeah.
Like a cross between fish and squash.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it tastes like to me. So
I guess everybody has a different idea of what pumpkin really tastes like. I think I get more of the spice off this than the pumpkin, but
I get the spice in the
smell,
aftertaste,
yeah.
and I like that. And I like the fact that I'm getting like, what I'm getting on the aftertaste is like all cinnamon and like black pepper. I'm not getting a ton
There
of
it
super
is.
sweet.
That is what I was looking at. Black pepper. Like a spicy black pepper.
I think it's allspice. It might be because allspice is super spicy.
Mhm.
I think that's what we're getting on the back of our tongues here.
See, all we need is enough taste and we could recreate it. Might take us a couple gallons.
Well,
yeah, I know. We've got
quite
a
a bit
lot.
left.
You know, we've got all night. It is
What
Halloween.
ABV is hollow? Do you know what ABV Hollow Jack is?
I don't know, but I believe it's in the 7.5.
7.5 to 7.8.
Fairly decent. I know Nice and Naughty is up in the 10%.
That's 10.5.
That's like
10.5.
10.5%.
That's 10.5. Yeah.
And the figgy pudding is really high. I think the figgy pudding usually is at least
Figgy
9.7,
pudding.
if not like 10.2 or higher.
Figgy pudding.
Well, we can have figgy pudding.
Bring me some figgy pudding.
Okay, Strategos, I've got the ginger sacrifice.
Time for Yes, get the
Don't
tongue.
worry.
It
Drain
won't
the
hurt
tongue.
a bit.
I'm sorry. I should have screamed. I couldn't. You had to tell me. We have to do it again. I can actually scream.
It's okay, we can put a
that
scream
was
in
all
there.
perfect.
Trust me, I have a great scream.
Your expression will be all that we need. Your expression will be all that we need.
Trust me, I have a great scream. Well, great in the sense that your neighbors will be called. Because it's
I'm not really great at playing along, apparently. But
Well, we've had a really great dinner.
we really did
So-
a really great dinner, a spooky, licky great dinner.
Spooky, licky, great dinner. Tongue and escargot is really not as difficult as it may seem. If you can get your hands on it, you can definitely cook it in a way that's going to be just right for
And
you.
you know, if you do want to cook escargot and you don't necessarily want to put them in mushrooms, they don't really need that much time in the oven. That was mostly to get my mushrooms cooked, so they don't take any time at all, hardly.
I think that the kind of thing to take from this is just that we're trying to bring is just really don't be afraid of food. Even if it's even if it sounds scary, even if it sounds icky, try it. Eat it. You'll like it.
And if you don't like it, then all you lost was a bite.
That's true. That's very true. Well, guys, been a great time. I'm Sorcerer Zero. You can find me on Amazon, YouTube, and at sorcererszero.com. Strategos?
I'm Strategos. You can find me at Throne Imperial on Skype and on Twitter. It is actually my Skype as well. So I guess you know. But and here.
And I'm Francesca, and you can find me here, and I will be tweeting under Amy Edwards at that's
She's so cute.
You guys have a great night.